You're listening to Australia's national youth radio station, Triple J. For more info, go to triplej.net.au.
How much do you reckon people hate it?
I think people love it.
Do you reckon?
If you've got web feet, give us a call. Sorry, I just thought I'd start stuff off. I thought we might as well start as we mean to go on.
Yes. Well, we have to be careful with who we get calling us up because we had a bit of a... people are taking this way too seriously.
Welcome along. Welcome to the show. Now,
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on Triple J.
It is a show. And yesterday, I just want to point that out to people. Just, we're taking you through, getting you through the morning. Yesterday, I mentioned the fact that somebody thought that I was on drugs.
Yes.
And I thought we stressed at the start of yesterday's show that anything we do in the show is a bit of a laugh.
It's generally just a bit of a piss take, and it's not meant to be taken seriously.
Anything that comes through on the phones is genuine things that have happened. We see where it goes.
Yeah.
Anything that we talk about, any stories and the like, they are true, obviously, but anything that we sort of like add to the end of those stories,
yes,
probably a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you just can't quite believe that somebody's missed the point.
Well, you don't want to call people stupid, but it's in the back of your head.
Exactly, exactly. You don't, but at the same time, if you saw the person, you want to just... sometimes you just think, oh, you need a good slap. Do you know what I mean? Shall we tell people what's actually...
and just tap them on the front of the forehead and go, is this on? Is this thing on?
Hello? Shall we tell people exactly the phone call that we've had? Quite not angry, disturbed.
Yes,
we've been contacted by the police. Essentially,
basically.
Now, if you didn't hear the show yesterday, people will have to explain it as the show goes on. But essentially, people were ringing in with things they'd stolen, things that we have a large cardboard cutout of a nana.
Yes, not a real nana.
No,
just
she's not real.
Cut out.
Yes. Things that people had stolen, cardboard cutouts, that sort of thing.
Mascots.
A fella rang in and said he had stolen a promotional Triple J monkey.
Yes.
From a festival somewhere.
Somewhere in the Fortitude Valley, I think it was.
With a, some sort of, wine. Was it a wine thing? But it was Triple J related.
It was either cardboard or wooden or something. A promo thing.
Yeah, yeah. The police have contacted police. I'm not saying the whole of the police believed this, but a particular police person has contacted because they thought it was a real monkey. What? But can I just point out at this, whatever happens in the next 4 hours, I mean, I know I'm not the most mature human being on the planet.
It's all right,
I know that I know that I might encourage people to do things that they shouldn't, But at no point would I, and I'm sure, I mean, no. I don't want to drag you into my will.
Assume, but
but I'm sensing that you also probably wouldn't incite people.
Correct.
Or not only incite, but sort of revel in their simian theft.
Encourage and bask in the glory of.
There was no live. Sometimes, like you say, stupid people. I was at the petrol station yesterday, right? Now, we were talking about, the turn off your mobile phones and all the rest of it, right?
Otherwise you might blow up while filling the tank. Exactly.
Now, yesterday, as I mentioned as well, the fact that I run the car right down, never fill it up with petrol.
Yeah.
I thought I'd amend my ways due to everyone, repenting and that yesterday.
Yes.
I thought I'll fill that car up. So I stopped at the petrol station. What do you think the warnings are? Turn off your mobile phones, obviously.
Turn off the engine.
Turn off the engine. No cigarettes.
Don't let children fill the tank.
Exactly. No kids on the pump.
Yep.
What?
That's not a euphemism.
No kids on the pump. It's something you'd say. A child's running around. That kid's on the pump. There you go. There's a new term. If you think a child's a bit special, if the child's not particularly right, maybe he does. Those kids that just hit themselves with stuff. Those kids that they'll just be standing there and they'll just fall forward and just land, giving themselves a carpet burn on the face.
On the pump.
Yes, that kid's been on the pump. Don't let them.
So what's the other warning?
The other warning, right? I couldn't believe my eyes, right? And if that police officer is listening in, right? They're probably sitting there now going, "What? Noble set fire to a petrol station?" No, I didn't. It was
He's pushing kids over.
Yeah, tomorrow there'll just be a thing in the paper tomorrow. Who would have believed it? Ross Noble got an army of live monkeys to push over kids and then set fire to a petrol station. It was the most disgraceful thing I've ever seen. Just stay with me. Just concentrate. This is what it said on the petrol pump this morning, right? Turn off gas pilot lights. Your gas, like you get on those heaters for doing scout holes and the like.
Yeah.
Turn off your gas pilot light.
Where have you got one?
Exactly. What?
Who is powered by gas?
Exactly.
And has their...
What kind of Victorian vehicles, or when I say Victorian, I mean, from the Victorian, not
era.
From the state of Victoria, gas-powered,
That's very odd.
Turn off your gas. Are they suggesting that people... I mean, I can see possibly, a mobile home is travelling along. Somebody's cooking up some peas in the back, They've got the gas
on. It's illegal anyway, because you're not meant to be cooking and driving.
Strictly speaking, but, we'll have to ask the police about that. Oh, yes, you can cook peas while you're driving, as long as there isn't a live monkey loose in the back of your car. Maybe they're cooking up a nice pea dinner. And
while someone's filling the...
Yeah, somebody's filling the tank. What you doing, Maureen? I'm filling up the tank. Who's gas... But is it what? Who's...
Someone will ring and tell us.
Maybe there's welding occurring. Maybe the car needs a bit of a weld. Ooh, while I've stopped, I'll put a roll cage on me.
Because some petrol pumps, you can do that thing where you put it in and it will automatically fill. Like, you don't have to hold the thing down.
Shut
like you can
your face.
maybe do that and do something else at the same time that involves a live flame.
I've never seen that before.
Can't you do that? Where you press the fill button and then just
take your
lock
hands
it in
away.
and... Maybe.
Is that a real thing?
What's the fill button on the petrol bowser for? Where you can press fill?
Fill, and it just... I've never seen that before. It's
Can't
like
you do that?
It's like, those FPOS machines where you put your PIN number in.
Yeah.
They only came out in the UK like a year ago, and everyone's going, wow, look at these things.
Why did it take so long for that to come out?
I think because it's like a thing come from Japan or something and didn't make it that far,
Yeah.
But there's stuff which isn't
so
here
it
yet,
wasn't the people of the country going, oh, that'll never catch
No,
on.
I think it was actually. I think it was people just going, oh, I've got to use my finger, So you mean you can actually? Oh well, that's so you can actually put the pump in, press a button, it fills up the car, your hands free.
I'm pretty sure.
To do a bit of welding or cook a pea dinner,
or just flick a lighter.
Yeah. Or
just play with your.
Just pour paraffin
Zippo.
over yourself. Yeah,
just play with the Zippo.
Just spin it.
Flick matches, do match tricks.
Yeah, or maybe douse your pants in paraffin and then dance around in flint shoes.
For any police listening...
None of that happened.
No.
That's not a real fight either.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on Triple J. Now, Ross, you see what happens when you put a call out for something. You see what happens when you say something that you think is just off the top of... No one will ring up about this.
It was just a daft comment. It was like, this couldn't... nobody's going to,
What did you ask for?
I just jokingly just said, if you've got web feet, give us a ring, thinking no one's going to,
Fiona from the Sutherland Shire in New South Wales, are you there?
I'm there. How are you going?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm Webbs. How are you going?
Now, we haven't really had a chance to explore this. You just rang up and said, I've got webbed feet. And I said, right, hang on the line. We're going to you.
Yeah, I heard that noble man teasing people with web feet. I thought that's it.
Whoa. Hang on a second. I wasn't... there was no teasing involved.
Oh, wasn't there?
I just literally said, as if you got web feet, give us a ring. As it was the most random thing that I could think people would call in with. And you've done yourself proud. I take it you obviously haven't got webbed hands, otherwise you wouldn't have been able to press the buttons on the phone. No,
just the toes.
No, you say you've got... to be honest, you know what it is? I've been fascinated for years about the... I met a taxi driver once who had webbed hands, and I couldn't stop looking at them. And so, no, I couldn't. He's driving me to the house saying, look at these webbed hands. And, like, you mentioned it, you know, I think because I was there and going, look at them webbed hands. Now, when you say you've got webbed feet, is there webbing between all of them? Or
No, just the two next to the big toe are joined pretty much up to the toenail. So I basically say I've got 5 toenails and 4 toes.
Wow.
It's a bit weird. And my husband hates them. I try and touch him with them and get those things away from me.
And at what point did you, like, with your husband, at what point did you let him know about the...
Well, it's a funny story. I had my socks on one day and he was doing, this little piggy went to market and whatever. And he ran out of toes and he went, what the hell's going on? And then he looked at him and went, oh, God, can't stay with you.
And so basically there was no roast beef whatsoever?
No, that's right. He went, this piggy's gone home and there's none left.
So it was a case of love me, love my feet.
Yeah, and my brother's got them and so's my nephew, so we've got a little gang going on. And we run up to people and touch them and they run away saying, get those ugly things away from us.
No, not me. I just hold them. I would just hold them.
That's disturbing.
There's nothing disturbing about that. And because and does it assist when you're swimming? Does it assist? Is it like a sort of Aquaman type?
Yeah, I'm nearly as good as Thorpe. You just watch me go.
And maybe that's Thorpe's secret. Maybe that's his best kept secret. Just a bit of webbing.
He's actually webbed.
But you know what annoys me about them? You know those sock toes thing, the socks with the...
Yes.
I can't wear them
The
because
foot
there's a little
gloves.
spare bit, yeah.
The foot gloves. I got a couple of pair of those. Oh, you're missing out.
And what about
I'm
thongs?
missing out.
How do you do the thong thing?
Oh, the thongs are okay because your big toe goes through and the others... But people look at them, I must admit, and they're ugly. They are ugly.
No.
I'm sure they're beautiful, Fiona.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your call, mate.
Thanks for
All right, have a good day. See you later.
See ya.
Okay, see ya.
Love you, Dave.
She shouted, love you, Jace.
Is that must be the guy who loves her feet?
Yeah.
Should give him
That's
a special
great.
shout
I
out.
hope that was her
I
husband.
faded that down. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, it's a shame. Because if she
I don't
was
want to fade down people telling each other they love them.
Yeah, if she's just on the phone, just chatting away, bragging about her webbing, and then the next thing you know, some bloke walks past, I love you, Jess. He's like, oh, blimey.
You look like a Jason.
You know,
now,
probably not the best time to tell you.
We were also, you were asking about why would there be a warning on it, and I said petrol Bowser, and you lost your mind. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that another word for? Don't you call it the Bowser?
The Bowser? No, I've never heard. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's one of those things where there's a lot of words in this country which, I mean, there's a lot of words which I love, but there's a lot of them which I've never heard, don't know what they are. And, you know Burjo's catchphrase?
Yes, intimately.
That used to drive me up the wall trying to watch Burjo's catchphrase, because they were catchphrases and colloquialisms which I'd never heard.
But you know what? Most of the people in this country watching that show went, that's not real.
Right. It's
So
like it's
that
come straight from Burjo's mind.
Completely.
Because I was...
The fetid depths of Burjo's mind.
Burjo's mind. You see, that's another good name for a band. I'll write that down. Burjo's mind.
That's for the band quiz.
There was one I was watching, right, and it was two blokes, right, see if you can get this one, right,
okay.
And they had Dio written on their sweatshirts.
So the letters D and O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were two of them, and they were going, this is my son, this is my son, this is my son, this is my son. Can you...
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. When I found out what it was, I mean, I can tell you, or do you want to... we could make it a quiz.
All right. Well...
No, I'll just tell you. I'll tell you what I'll do, though. We could play Burjo's catchphrase, I'll make up some more later on. This is an example, right? So, Dio, each of the shirts, this is my son, this is my son. Doodads.
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 So you didn't know what doodads were?
I had no idea what doodads were.
A doodad is a thingamy.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
does that make
but
more
if
sense
it's
now?
if it was a thing from the Addams Family and an arrow going, it's not you, like a thing, it's not you, thing of me, you know.
Weird.
I was going, dude, and he went, and I was trying it, and I'm normally quite good at it. I was going, the one in the UK, bang, 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 like that all the time. It's one of my favourite shows, you know, bang, 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 you know. And the next thing,
cheap
and
rip-off.
he went, yeah, exactly, doodads. Oh, doodads. That's not a thing.
Did you ring up and complain?
I was quite angry. I simmered and I gave Burjo a sideways look. That's what I
Well,
like to do.
the petrol bowser or pump
Yes.
has a warning on it that says, that perplexed you, that says, what is the wording of the warning?
It basically says turn off all pilot lights. Well,
Gas
turn off
pilot
your...
lights.
Not all pilot lights. That's too much, isn't
Don't
it?
just go around turning them off at random.
Yeah, turn off all... Go on a great quest. Remove all pilot lights from existence, and then the petrol shall be granted.
And we were wondering who would have a pilot light anywhere near a petrol pump or bowser.
It's ridiculous, but apparently not.
Pete, who is driving his truck around somewhere in Melbourne, said that some food transport vehicles, if they have to keep food warm, for example, pies,
Yeah.
he said.
He's a pieman. He's an angry pieman.
They would have a gas burner in the
Yeah.
truck, so therefore there would be a pilot light inside the truck. So that was one example. And then Steve from Goulburn said that trucks that carry bitumen for road making are heated because that's what keeps the bitumen kind
I
of
see.
liquid and pourable, and so therefore somewhere in that truck there would be a pilot light.
Pilot light. So basically, if you're on a long distance bitumen run, and you're running a bit low on petrol, you've got to risk. You've got to
Yes.
You've got to risk hardening your bitumen in order to. I sound like a gangster rapper all of a sudden. I was hardening my bitumen. You've got to risk hardening the bitumen in order to fill up,
Yes.
or
Well, you'd want to fill up fairly quickly. You wouldn't want to faff around and maybe pop in and buy some chocolate,
trade and post and all that.
go to the loo, check your hair.
You'd be a fool to yourself if that was the case. But so piemen, you see, I know we've probably angered the piemen of Australia.
You don't want to piss them off.
Yeah, because they get pissed off very easily.
And they throw
piemen.
pies
They do.
when they get pissed off.
Simple people talking to them. That is the one thing. Honestly, if you meet a pieman, right, just go up to him. What was it? Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Right? He's off to the fair, minding his own business. Said, Simple Simon to the pieman, what have you got there? Probably pies, I would have thought. You know, it's probably written on the truck, you know?
It's not brain surgery.
Exactly.
Someone's got an answer for you on the pilot light warning on the petrol pump or bowser issue. Deanna out of Canberra, are you there?
Yes,
How old are you, Deanna?
I am 10.
You're 10, and you know all about camper vans, don't you?
Yes, sort of.
Why is the warning on the petrol pump about pilot lights?
Because in the camper vans, there's a pilot light to keep the fridge going, to keep it cool.
I
In
see.
there.
So you have to turn that off before you put petrol in the car with the camper van on it.
Yes.
And do you go on holidays in a camper van?
No, not very often.
Well, how do you know then? How do you know that stuff?
My dad told me.
Is he a very angry man shouting at his radio?
He's right. I don't know, really.
So did he just tell you, ring up the radio and set those two people straight because they don't know what they're talking about?
Yes.
I've got a feeling that you're running a few errands on behalf of your dad, doing a few little jobs for him today, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Ring that radio station and complain. I can't be bothered. What else has he got you doing today?
I'm at work with my dad.
Oh, you're at work.
Yeah.
You're not. He's not a pieman, is he?
No.
What's he do, your dad?
He's a carpenter.
Oh, right, brilliant. What's he making?
He's putting the flooring on.
Oh, he's putting the floor in.
Floorboards.
Oh, that's what my father-in-law does there.
Wow.
They might know each other at the big floor man's convention.
Institute.
Yeah.
And do you help your dad out? Does he give you a sort of a Deanna-sized hammer and say, there you go, have a go with that?
Yes.
He does.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And is he very safety conscious? Because he sounds like he's a man who knows about safety.
Yes.
Has he ever hurt himself whilst doing his job?
Yes, a lot.
A lot.
Is it like on the cartoons where he hits his thumb with the hammer and it turns big and red and glowing?
No.
What's he done? How's he hurt himself?
Well, he's hitting himself on the hammer and his whole thumb turned black. His nail on his turned black.
Was that gross?
Yep.
Did you take a photo?
No.
You see, if only he was webbed, he would have had. It would have been like it would have taken the impact of two. You see.
Well, thank you very much for calling us today, Deanna. Are you there, Deanna?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for calling
Thanks
us.
for ringing in, and be careful on the work site.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. You can't play. There we go. There's our theme there that we play whenever we talk to children who are more intelligent than their age would suggest, as a way of making ourselves feel better in many ways. But I can't. So you're right. The pilot light is. There's two things. You love that, don't you?
I love
You're
it.
going to get a cassette of that made, put it
I
in
love
your
it.
car, and whenever you drive past children's play areas with it blaring out. I've never
No,
seen.
this is what I play when I drive past children's playing areas.
Really lovely, don't they? No, the thing is, right, two things I've got to say on this pilot light
Okay.
issue, right?
Because then we have another very important call.
And I don't want to anger the piemen, and I don't want to anger bitumens, men. Bitumen men. Good name for a band, write it down. No, the thing is, right, that they don't have the pilot light warning in the UK, but we do have caravans and camper vans, which leads me to believe there's an accident waiting to happen.
Yes.
In the UK right now. So if you've got friends, give them a ring. If they've got,
Warn them.
Yeah, if they've got a caravan, just, let them know. The other thing is as well, and this can extend this thing slightly.
Yes.
My wife was in a shop, right? It's antique shop it was, yesterday, in fact. She was on a friend was on her mobile phone, right?
Yeah.
Sending a text, right? They walk into the shop. The woman, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this. The woman goes, no mobile phones in this shop, please.
Now, I've seen warnings like that. Why?
Yeah, well, she was, and like, my wife's friend laughed in the woman's face, right? It's the only response.
Of course.
Or set your ringtone to that theme that they did, just play
Kids
it in
one.
their face. And she said, she's, yeah, and I can understand if you are talking on the phone,
Yes.
or your phone was going off and it was if it was a library or it was a shop selling.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, no, it's relaxing items, a massage shop or something like that, all above board.
Yeah.
But she said, and she said, and she went, no, I mean it, turn off your mobile phone. She went, I'm only sending a text, I'll be finished in like a sec. And they were going in there, they could have bought antiques.
Yeah.
Probably not, but, I think they were just trying to make themselves look a bit lardy-dark, quite frank. And my wife goes, what? Are you joking? Like, because it's a daft thing. It was just a text message, And some people are funny about mobile phones. And the woman said, in all seriousness, she said, no mobile phones for security, not security, for insurance purposes.
What? In case
So I don't know whether you're texting and you're not watching and you walk into an old lamp or something like that.
Or not
The
people
genie
spontaneously catching fire again, like at the petrol station.
I mean, how is the insurance? Is it like
Someone will tell us.
Yeah, so if you could tell us why that, maybe it's that. Anyway,
Someone will tell us. Someone who's rung up to tell us something very exciting is in Perth. Are you there, Matt?
I most certainly am.
And how are you going, Matt?
Not so bad. You guys surviving the morning?
we certainly are. We're more than surviving. We're living the dream.
I can but imagine.
Now, we have been mentioning during the week, we've been faffing around a lot on this issue, really.
Yes.
Website, maybe we'll organise. And I got instructions yesterday and gave it a go and...
Yeah.
Eventually it might happen, but you've been very proactive on the whole thing.
Well, it all kind of came to a head when you got the Nana in there, to be honest.
The cardboard cutout Nana,
Oh.
yes. She's captured the imagination of a nation.
Well, once the people's Nana is there and the people can't see her, something has gone wrong with the system.
Right, so you've decided to do something about it.
Well, most certainly.
What have you done?
Well, pretty much, I got together with a friend of mine who happens to be a web designer, and therefore should probably get all the credit for this, but hey. And we put together rossandterri.com. Now, I should probably mention, just before we go into this, I've kind of, skipped around some web conventions here, in that this is something of a brand new virgin website, and it's only been on the internet for about 9 hours now.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
whoever you happen to connect to the internet through, they may not even know this website exists yet.
Right.
Right.
Now, it is there, and if your service provider's on the ball, it'll be online. But if you get there's no website here message, just have a little bit of a patience, everybody, and it'll be there before you know it.
Excellent.
Back off, everyone,
Yeah.
and be
Well, yeah,
patient.
everyone wants stuff now these days, and sure, the internet's quick, but I mean,
Cut me
really,
some
people.
slack, people, will you? That's what you've got to,
And is there porn on the website? Because I always imagined that when I had a website, at some point there would be porn on it.
Now, we've tried to keep it to a bare minimum, which proved difficult trying to find a photo of Ross, to be honest.
Right.
Well, just go to rossnoble.com.au.
Actually, it's .co.uk.
No, actually, I think...
Oh, really? You've got a .com.au?
There's a lot of confusion over this, right?
It's all
Because
That's
very
by
nerdy
entirely
anyway.
unnoticed.
I've got rossnoble.co.uk, right? But that was... People were getting confused in this country because people were going to rossnoble.com, which
Which is something of a weird company, yeah.
It's an industrial metal engravers in Michigan, USA, right? And I get hundreds of emails every week from people demanding industrial metal.
But you do
For a short
industrial
period
metal.
of time there,
I do.
we accidentally had a picture of industrial metal at the top of the website until we
Right.
realised we had gone to the wrong place.
Yeah. So, but what I cleverly did was I bought rossnoble.com.au so that if people were looking for it in this country, they would also find it. So it's the same website, but so there you go. So you can get a picture from rossnoble.co.uk or rossnoble.com.au, and you weren't able to get one.
No, we got one.
Oh, that's all right then.
You're very sly at the top of the page there.
Thank you very much.
They have
And the photo of
ways.
Terry was much easier.
All right. Where did you get the one for Terri from?
Off the Triple J website.
Oh, of course. I've been a fool of myself.
Which, of course, is entirely within all Australian copyright rules. I should probably just put something with that degree in there.
You really have covered yourself.
And what, are
I've
you,
done what I can for you.
what are you planning on putting on this website?
Well, this is the fantastic part of the website. We'll set it up so it automatically posts whatever you want to put on it. So basically, I've got a Terry and a Ross login, and you guys can just jump on there and put any comment, photo you want, and it does the whole making the website side of it for you.
So does that mean that other people can do that as well?
No. Well, unless I give out your password on air.
Ah, I see.
I don't mean to be rude, Matt, because I appreciate what you've done, but forgive me for asking, what's in it for you?
A lack of sleep, I don't know. It's the nana, to be honest. I mean, I try and put it together as the people's website, but I just want to see the nan.
I've got a feeling that you've now become our official webmaster. Is that what
I
you
had a
call
funny
it?
feeling that may happen.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I figure the pay is pretty much what I was expecting, so we can all run with that.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do is I'll try and get a link from. We'll probably get a link from the Triple J website and probably from my website as well. Have you got a website?
No.
That
Stuff web, that'll never catch on.
No.
What are you talking about? Flash in the pan,
you've got
website today,
postcards
something
that you
else
send-
tomorrow.
No. There's so we'll work that out, but people can go. But there's nothing on there at the moment.
They're surprisingly little, yeah.
Oh, surprisingly little.
Considering you just created it, there's surprisingly little on it.
No. Maybe there should be a feature where people can just put whatever they want on there.
Well, basically, if you guys put anything up there, everyone else can write their own comments underneath it.
Cool. But maybe is there
They
a way?
may be doing even as we speak, for all I know.
In fact, you know what we should do? Because chances are, like, I'm the slackest human being on the planet, to be honest. You might have realised that. And Terry's sort of looking...
Not much better.
Yeah, to be honest. And quite frankly, we shouldn't be allowed... we shouldn't be left alone in a room with, with this much equipment. So if we give out the website and then we could basically let everyone else build it...
And spam it.
And just, yeah... Is that
that'll
possible?
happen.
That works for me.
Okay then, let's do that. Stay on the line, and we'll discuss exactly how we're going to do this.
That'd be fantastic.
Marvellous.
He's gone to a lot of effort. Thank you, Matt.
Not a problem at all.
He's gone.
Just quietly while we're here.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
The guy who actually made... Oh, yeah, if you guys don't mind holding the show for a second.
I can hold it for you for about 5 seconds, Matt.
Oh, the guy who made it was called Simon, and happy birthday to Matt.
Oh, lovely.
That's great.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on Triple J, and we are being corrected left, right and centre. This is great. Do we have Debbie from Moorebank in New South Wales on the line?
You sure do.
Now, you've got an issue with the term pieman.
That's right. I was just going to correct Ross on... He was a bit worried about upsetting the pieman of Australia. Well, 80% of this industry is basically women, and we are actually tuck trucks. We drive lunch trucks around, so we've got more than just pies on.
Tuck trucks, did you say?
Yes.
Right. So it's a whole range of lunch foods.
That's it. That's correct. And we have a lovely musical horn.
Can we hear that?
Yep, sure, I'll put it on now. And that's so our customers know when to come out to the vans.
Wow, that's magnificent. So right now, I mean, I take it that was just a test. Have you got people, just fat men, swarming around your van?
Well, we've pulled up at a place and I'm just blowing the horn and there's a couple out here already.
So people just come running.
They come running because they know the food's so good.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
That's very good. I do apologise for suggesting... it was only because of the Simple Simon rhyme that I suggested Pieman's. I'm not like some sexist bloke going, hey, it's all only, pie men. And I'm glad that you're not one of those people who, well, actually, it's pie women.
Well, to be politically correct, we're pie people.
Yeah, that's true.
Pie folk.
If I wanted to be un-PC, I would have gone, is that because you ladies are good at cooking? Is it? But I'm not, so I won't. But so probably the rhyme now would have to go, educationally challenged Simon met a person in the catering industry connected with the pastry-based items going to a fair. It's not got the same ring to it, has it?
Have you ever been to a fair? Have you ever had to sell pies at a fair? I reckon even that part of it doesn't stand up these days.
No.
Debbie, have you ever had to take a tug truck to the fair?
No, we just do like our areas and stuff.
Since the horn came along.
There are people that do that though, like the kebab vans and stuff like that, I suppose.
Yes,
that's true. If you're a pieman and you do work at fairs, give us a ring. If you know somebody called Simon who's a bit dim.
Well, I was about to say, another thing, the kebab vans, they'd be running on gas, wouldn't they, Ross? Would they have to turn their gas off when they get to the servos as well, the pilot light?
Usually running on gas after they've had a kebab, but anyway.
Do they keep the kebab hot, though, while they're...
Yeah, it's on that thing that goes round and round.
Yeah, but the kebab vans tend to go somewhere, set up stall, and then start revolving, as opposed to... You tend not to get... You don't hear, oh, kebab man's here, and you run out into the street, carves a bit of that elephant's leg off, will you?
Even if you turn the rotisseries off, don't the kebabs just keep going anyway, with their own will?
Someone will let us know, Debbie.
Their own will.
Thank you very much for your call.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Can you just play the horn again on the way out?
Okay.
Brilliant. That's actually that's the same one that the Dukes of Hazzard had.
Is it?
Yeah, it's which I'd love to see that chase. Her in a tuck wagon against the Dukes of Hazzard. Also, as well, seriously, if you've got a horn. No, why not?
You're right. Why not?
Yeah, if you've got a novelty horn or even doorbell for that. No, it's got to be horn. If you're on a vehicle that's got a horn, maybe it's one of those big.
You get so many truckies.
Oh,
you'll get
true.
lots of truck horns. It has to be novelty.
It's got to be a novelty horn. Yeah,
it has to be novelty.
Or what about, rather than on a truck, if you're driving a train?
A train?
If you're driving a train, you've got a cheeky transistor radio next to you, Maybe you're heading through a large town and we can warn them in advance. You can give them a honk and all the piemen can honk back. Oh, so the horn thing.
Give us the horn on Triple J.
I've written that down.
We have our supervisor from Old Mount Druitt, 10-year-old Michaela, on the line. How are you, Michaela?
I'm great.
That's good. You're always great. I don't think yesterday was the only day this week that we haven't spoken to you, and every day this week you've been great.
Oh, well, yesterday I was on holiday, and you mustn't have got my memo that you were supposed to be too.
Oh, we were supposed to take a bit of time off.
What was the occasion for the holiday yesterday? What were you doing?
Supervising my little brother.
Ah, how old's your little brother?
6.
And what was he doing that he needed supervising from you?
Being a boy.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand, Michaela.
How old's your brother?
He's 6.
And were you supervising him for the whole day? Do you get left charge of your 6-year-old brother a lot?
Oh, no, he wouldn't listen to me, but sometimes he does.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I bribe him to do my dirty work.
What?
Your dirty work.
Hang on a second. What does your dirty work entail, Michaela?
After dinner, putting my dishes on the sink and hanging my towel up.
You get him to do all that for you?
Sometimes.
Do you bribe him with something, or do you just tell him and then he does it?
Oh, I put on a really cute face and go, mm.
Oh.
You're learning, Michaela. You're learning.
There's special programmes for you, Laura, isn't there?
And how do you think this is? This is the last day of our first week on Triple J as our supervisor, Michaela. What do you think? What's your feedback?
You got really good, and the music today was great too.
Oh, good.
There you go.
And I think it was on Wednesday. You were saying something about astrology. My mum was really impressed. She's an astrologer. She's in her 4th year or 3rd year this year.
Wow.
She's going to be professional.
Excellent. You sound very proud of her, Michaela.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you should be.
I'm thinking, well, what's her face? Fairy Laura did my chart.
What's her face?
What's her face? I don't know.
That bloody fairy.
Oh, God.
What's it?
Oh, God, I tell
Fairy
you what.
Laura from Bellingen in New South Wales.
I feel like I feel like a pieman in an adult day centre. Just nothing but hassle off that fairy.
Is that's what you heard when she did a reading for Ross?
I'm not sure. I think I was supervising my brother that time too.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe we could get your mum to do a bit of a reading, see how it matches up with Fairy Laura's.
We might do that next week. Would that be a good idea if we gave you a ring next week and had a chat to your mum and got her to do a reading for Ross?
Yeah, why not? Oh, and also my mum wanted to find out what your website is because we've tracked in too and we can't find it.
The Triple J website?
No, Terri and Ross website.
Oh, okay, of course. The Triple J website.
Ross and Terri, rossandterri.com, apparently. A lovely person from Perth made a website for us.
But it might...
Was he on just before?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard him.
It might not come up straight away. But we'll get a link to it from Triple J and from mine.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We might finish the show and just, I don't know, just fall asleep in the office, something like that.
Well, we might talk to you and maybe your mum again next week, Michaela.
Cool.
Lovely. Thank you for calling us.
That's okay.
Bye.
Bye.
It really it's frightening just how it sounds like that's her laugh.
It really does sound like her laugh.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? We've got Rob, who's been very patient on the line from Pacific Palms in New South Wales. Are you there?
Well, the worst thing about hanging on is that you've got to turn your radio down.
Ah.
And you can't hear what's going on. But when I heard you talking about pilot lights this morning,
yes,
which is a very interesting topic, mind you.
I don't think any of the other stations have ever touched it.
No, and I don't think Carl Krusniski's gone into it either. But anyway, my mate, do you know anything about cockroach bombs? Do you know what one is?
I've experimented a little, but I'm not an expert.
Right, well, it's like, very, very volatile fly spray. And my mate, he's got an old wooden boat. And on old wooden boats live cockroaches.
Yes.
And he's got a gas fridge on the boat, so he decides he's going to cockroach bomb the boat. So he sets 3 cockroach bombs up inside and sets them off. Just goes to lock up the boat and get out, and he hears this click, and there's quite a large explosion. And the deck of the boat with 2 cats on the deck, and himself and the hatches get blown off the boat. And so the rule is, if you're going to set off cockroach bombs, turn your pilot light out.
So there's a lot of stuff you should be just turning your pilot light. You should just think very carefully before you turn it on.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. And, all those young kids out there that didn't know what a cockroach bomb or a pilot light was.
Oh, people are definitely learning stuff from today's show. Don't you worry about that, Rob.
It's more of an educational show than anything.
You're helping to educate.
So he was on the deck when it blew?
He was inside, but the cats were on the deck. And, mate, unbelievably, he lived. But, it was a massive explosion, and anyone that deals, that in fly spray would know that, read the can, it says, don't use round naked flame.
Yes.
And the pilot light is, kids, a naked flame.
Rob, you're an educator.
No worries.
Thank you very much for your call.
Hooroo.
See ya. I love people that say hooroo when they say goodbye.
A little bit of Don Burke. He was like that, wasn't he?
I don't love Don Burke.
See,
we're learning stuff.
Yeah, I like the idea that bloke shoved his cockroach bombs in there, and he's probably not used them before, clearly.
Yeah.
And I wonder, when they say bomb, it can't be that much of it. He's put it in, she's going, I'll do... and the whole boat's come off. He's just
But the cat's on the deck. Like, if I was going to let something like that off, I'm even careful whenever I use fly spray around animals. Like, just because you don't know how sensitive their little systems are. He's just let off 3 cockroach bombs and going, the cats will be all right.
Yeah. Probably didn't even get about the...
The cat stood on the deck.
Because you have to tape up all the doors as well, so it doesn't come out from under the door.
Is it that toxic?
Yeah, it was a big old explosion inside. It just covers the whole place with a...
Yuck.
Yeah, it's like a fine, like sort of powdery type thing. But that's what mills... the mills used to explode because of the... if you fill... I know I'm starting to sound like Dr. Cox. What do you have to do? If you fill the air with powder, the space between the particles... basically, that you light it, that's highly combustible. And like in the medieval times, they used to medieval time, probably not, but back in the milling days, mills would regularly just
go up.
They'd go, because just whoomph, and they'd actually explode. Mills would explode. It's like there used to be a thing. I read this thing. I just think this is great. There used to be this type of weevil. Right, which used to bury into... Because they didn't have proper storage facilities, weevils used to bury into the flour, and people would eat that, and the weevil had a hallucinogenic effect. So you'd have whole villages just,
off their heads,
seeing angels and just, visions of it, and these mass hallucinations just from this tiny weevil.
That's great. Have you been getting your flour from that place on the hill? I suggest you do.
Yeah.
On Triple J, Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you, and stay tuned because coming up later on in the show we will be interviewing the owner of the Triple J Hottest 100 Bum. You've seen it on triplej.net.au. Now we get to meet the man, and aren't we so excited?
Behind the cheeks.
The man... Indeed. Now, we have an answer to... we've had lots of answers, but Ross, you told a story about not being able to use a mobile in an antique shop. Is that right?
Yeah.
Who have we got here? We have Linda from... Is it... How do you pronounce it where you are?
Kyogle.
Yep.
It's
in New
Northern
South Wales.
Rivers, yep. Yeah.
And you've got an answer.
I do. Well, it goes along the same lines of going into a casino and taking a photograph or what have you. If you were to take a mobile phone in, now most phones have cameras on them, you could take a photo of the whole place and basically case the joint, come back later and rip it off. Or you could also take a photo of one of the items in there, say something really valuable, and then reproduce it yourself and puff as the antique itself, because you'd have a perfect photograph of it right there. And so, basically it would be a huge security risk to be able to allow mobile phones in these days.
Now, is this because you yourself own or run an antique shop, or because you've thought of actually doing what it is that you're warning against?
Yeah, well, it's pretty bad. It either suggests intelligence or a criminal mind. But no, it actually comes from once I went to the casino in Brisbane, and I saw people there with their camera, and they got the security guards came along and just took the camera off them. You can't take photos, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't understand why, and then I asked them about it, and they told me that, and so I'm assuming that, sort of go along with that sort of thing, but
Very clever.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's perfectly good. I intend... My wife's friend's an idiot. And I intend to get her... I'm going to, later on, take her back to that antique shop and apologise to the lady concerned.
Yes, because the lady had a very perfectly good reason, and now, she might have been quite upset after that.
Yeah, well, but the thing was, my wife and her mate were quite upset because they were just like,
what the bloody hell are you talking about?
I thought they were just being a bit arsey, and they just went, right, that's it, we're not going to spend any money in your shop. But clearly, that's it. Why didn't she just explain that? Just explain yourself. That's what I asked.
Maybe she might think, I might put some ideas in your head or something.
That's very true, yeah.
Answer for everything, Linda. You're wonderful.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I like ringing you up if you compliment me like this all the time. Thanks very much for that.
Cool.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thanks for your call. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, she was like some sort of oracle.
She knows everything there is to know about stuff.
Yeah, we should just get her in the studio. And in fact, rather than actually doing the show, I'll just Oh, I should have asked her about plastic tape. Sorry, this is probably something for off air. No, what it is, I've been after some of that. You know that tape that you put around the, you know, like when you're digging a hole or something in the street, or you know, or you're doing something like you're working somewhere dangerous, and you get that sort of plastic tape. You know, the stuff that
like the police tape.
Police line do not cross. But you can buy that for like commercially to put around dangerous areas.
Yes.
I've been trying to get that and I can't buy it anywhere.
Why do you want that
for?
for?
It's a long... You know the other day when you rang me up and I was in my back garden doing stunts on my motorbike? Well,
how could I forget that? That was a conversation that was truly worthy of
sorry, I was out of back. I had my helmet on. I was doing stunts. Well, I want to mark out a bit of a course, like a bit of a course to ride around in my back garden using tape. But the trouble is that like it needs to be like that plastic tape that I can put around trees and stuff, so I can ride around. Because I thought about just using normal tape, but that's sticky. And if I were to touch the tape, then it would stick to me, and I would end up essentially. I'd be just like a big ball of tape with two wheels.
So you need something to mark the area that's not sticky.
Yeah.
What about ribbon? What if you get big wide ribbon?
That might be a little bit too camp. And also, if I used yellow ribbon...
Get a non-camp colour.
Yeah, but if it was yellow, people would think that, like, I had hundreds of relatives in prison. So, you know... So, yeah, so maybe if you've... in the Melbourne area and you work in some sort of shop of danger... You know, the sort of place they sell, like, cones and probably...
Sell what?
Witches' hats.
Witches' hats,
yeah,
okay.
Like witches' hats and, you know, like kind of ear muffs.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of visors. I think that's the sort of shop.
Construction gear.
I can't find one anywhere. I've scoured the Melbourne area.
Well, there must be one, because where do they get it all from?
Well, exactly. I was in the city.
I want a sign that says slow and stop.
You can
those.
You can get
I think that
those.
would come in very, very handy in a number of situations.
There was one in the trading post for sale.
No.
There was one, and it was a big one, and it was like an illuminated sign that you could say, you know, slow 20, you know, and actually put your
the
own...
lit up ones where you program, because sometimes it's used in traffic for traffic purposes, and then sometimes it's just advertising stuff, isn't it, on the side of the road.
And there was one for sale in the trading post, and there was a fire engine as well.
How much did they want for it?
I think it was about 10 grand, something like that.
10 grand?
I think it was quite... They're not cheap. It's no plastic tape. That's why I've kept flicking.
How much was the fire truck? If the
fire
thing
truck
was...
Oh, no, fire truck was only 7. I wanted it so badly. But my wife was saying it might not be the sort of thing... It's probably not worth... you know, essentially she didn't think it was a practical item. I said it was because it puts out fires, but that didn't really wash.
That
to
didn't
be honest.
wash?
No.
Your wife's a hard woman.
10,000 gallons it was. But they did have some of that tape, that plastic tape, around the Christmas tree down in the middle of Melbourne there.
Yeah.
And I was in there...
in Federation Square.
Yeah. And as I was walking past, I saw they'd taped it off and they had a cherry picker in there and it was going up and they were obviously, you know, taking the decorations off.
Yeah.
And part of me went, I'm having that. You know?
I don't want to incite theft, but if something like that...
Yeah, but I just thought, what if the kiddies were to, you know, because that plastic tape, that plastic
tape, for a reason.
It'll keep out determined of intruders, I find. So it's like my, you know, those the same shop would probably sell, you know, those slippy floor signs. My favourite thing with those is if you're in a supermarket and there's one of them there, just walk along. I deliberately fall on my arse because when they go over, they make a real bang. We'll walk along and make a right old noise. So yeah, let us know if you might be working you might be guarding a warehouse full of plastic tape. I'll come and pick it up. You know,
you'll do that. You've just gone. Look, I need some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll come and pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. Do you need anything? There must be something for the house or something.
Yeah, I'll have a think.
Them seat covers you mentioned yesterday.
Oh, the car seat. No, you can't do this stuff.
No, I'm not asking for it for free. I'm going to pay for it. I'm just saying, like, you know...
This has become a buy, swap, sell program.
Well, I think that's perfectly acceptable.
Look, I've got a Nana. I'll swap it for some car seat covers.
Yeah. Your car seat covers, they stunk of blood and bone.
They do. Well, they did. If I shoved my nose right in, I'm sure they still, down the very bottom, would have remnants of that fragrance.
I bet you there's a part or an item that you need for something like a broken fridge handle or something like that.
Something really obscure. Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you, and you've had lots of calls, people helping you with that tape that you're after.
The tape, yeah.
You're going to go shopping after the show. I
certainly am. I still don't know exactly where the shop is, but I'll look in a phone book probably. I know the name of the shop, and somebody said apparently that they were not only selling police line do not cross tape, apparently at Halloween they were selling graveyard do not cross. So there's no end to the things that you can print on a plastic.
I don't know how you can sell the police tape. Like, surely that's... we're not naming the shop and we're not bagging the shop, but...
is it police tape? I think it might just be... I think you can just buy, like, sort of blue and... like, you know, like blue and white.
The check.
Just the lines.
Just say it's not police tape, it's gingham.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's where the police fall down a lot of times, is that, you know, people think they're wearing gingham, you know. The police, they turn up, they're trying... I know we've been bagging the police quite a lot today, but, you know...
Well, they suggested that we had incited people to steal live monkeys,
That's
so
true.
I think...
in many ways.
It works both ways.
Yeah, come on.
You got to give as good as you get.
Pull your gingham fingers out. For 2 minutes, will you?
Now, we have been... we've been reveling in the glory of made-up words this week. You have a word, borange.
Borange.
Which means something that's very cool.
Rubbish.
Yeah? Or rubbish.
Just rubbish.
Or a rubbish word.
The meaning just keeps changing. It mainly means something that's just raw. It's borange, that is.
Okay, all right, so it means something dodgy. And people have taken borange and run with it. There is a website called urbandictionary.com, which this morning it had 300 and something thumbs up for the meaning of the word borange,
yes.
which is quite commendable. And people have also been using that website to contact you personally.
Yes. Basically, because we haven't got the... because we can't get the website, the Triple J, we can't work... We sort of do. We've got...
I was very half-assed about it yesterday.
We've got rossandterry.com, which has been set up for us, but we don't actually know how to read it or anything.
You can give it a bell through on air at triplej.abc.net.au, but I can't guarantee that I'll work out how to...
It's hard to get it. So basically, what people have been doing is they've been going... putting, obviously, vote for our, borange at the top.
Yes.
Thumbs up for that. We've got to keep that at the top. But people have then been putting in borange. It basically means, I'd just like to tell you this, and sending personal messages. So if you want to do that, it's urbandictionary.com, and then just go to borange, and then make up a meaning for the word borange, and then you can send us a personal message, and we'll check it. And hopefully the website won't crash under the weight of
overload.
Yeah, so give that a try, and we'll read that, and then we can respond to you on air.
Well, someone who's done more than just make up a meaning for borange is Tim from Vermont in Victoria. Are you there?
Yeah, I am.
You are, and you've done something very special with the word borange. What have you done?
I went and started a band called Borange.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, we're good, and we've already recorded our first single.
What?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's actually... We've incorporated both aspects of the word borange. We took a good song from Klinger and we made it shit. So you could look at it either way.
You've done a cover, haven't you? You've done it like a song parody.
Well, we changed a couple of the words.
That's good that you did that.
Are they mainly the words borange?
Well, not yet, but we can do that if you want.
Fantastic. All right, so you're gonna send that to me, and I'm gonna give that a listen, and then
will Express Post get that to you this weekend?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Get to us Monday. I would have
Depends how much Australia Post hate us. Have we pissed them off yet this week, Ross?
we'll
the cops. If I get pulled over at any stage this weekend, I am gone. But I don't think we've pissed off Australia Post.
We both of us will be like this. They'll go, "Excuse me, could you pull over?" We're like, "Hey, no, because I think that I be why you know."
So who's in the band, Tim?
Tim Campbell.
Right.
That's it.
Oh.
It's just you.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So far, it's only been like 5 days since we started. So.
Yeah, we haven't given you much time, have we?
No.
That's true.
You're working under the pump.
But, no, I'm not under the pump.
No.
I'm perfectly normal.
That's not... See, now we're creating meanings for words that already exist that
are you
are
on
confusing
the pump?
people.
This fella sounds like he's on the Bowser.
He's on the pump. All right, well, okay, so you're sending that in to me. We'll give that a listen. And have you booked any gigs anywhere?
We can start.
We can start. All right, we might need to get onto that. You know, if you need a manager, I know a 10-year-old from Old Mountain Druitt named Michaela who'd probably be very, very good.
I don't like employing people who are smarter than myself.
Good move, Tim.
Yeah.
Good move.
So the single's called Chelsea. And everyone can vote for it on the Hottest 100 starting of Monday.
You're a bit keen, Tim.
Yeah. We sort of have to hear it. I mean, like, you know, I'm sure that could happen. But, you know what would be amazing is I know there's probably hundreds of musicians listening.
It's just making their own rules.
Write a song. If you got the time, it doesn't have to be great, but if it was
I got the day off.
That would be good.
Yep.
If there's any musicians listening, write a song around the theme of Borange. Obviously, you've already bagged the band name.
I've got the name, yeah.
Write us a song with Borange in it, or about Borange, and send it to us here at the. We'll give out an address at the end later on. I don't know. We'll work something out, and then basically we'll bring them in, and then we'll play. We could have a featured Borange track of the day, and then the best one we could encourage people to vote for. How good would that be if the whole of the Hottest 100 was all songs about Borange?
I got a couple of days off. I could come up with another 99.
You're all right, then get busy. There's the call right there.
Alrighty.
We'll give you the address to send it to.
Yeah.
On CD or cassette.
All right. Well, you've got a fair bit of work to do, Tim.
Thank you.
All right. You hang on the line.
Will do.
It's all getting way out of hand.
Obviously, after the show, don't just turn the show off and go and write the music and send it in. You know, there's the rest of the day.
There is the rest of the day, and at some point during the rest of our day, between now and 2 o'clock, we will be having a chat to the owner of the Hottest 100 Bum, which...
Imagine how cool it would be if his next tattoo just said the Borange song.
Ross and Terri with you on Triple J, and we have had a call from John in Sydney who has a pilot light story. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What's the story?
The story is when I was driving a motorhome in Mexico.
Right.
We had one of those fridges which was previously talked about.
Yes.
Needing the pilot light.
Yep.
We had to fill up the gas tank of the motorhome to keep our fridge going, and every time we turned up to a new town, I'd ask around for where I could get my gas. And they sent us 20 miles out of town. I for the life of me, couldn't work out why. So I ended up asking someone, and they said, well, when the gas plant explodes, it takes out less people. I'm thinking to myself, well, wouldn't it be easier to have a sign that said, turn off your pilot light?
Rather than having to build the gas plant miles out of town.
20 miles out of town, that's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for enlightening us on that.
No problem.
And are you in an aviary?
Am I, sorry?
In an aviary?
I was waiting for that.
No, I am a gardener, though, so I'm outdoors, yeah.
The cheaping of the birds.
Yeah, and
we've had a lot of callers recently who ring up and you can just hear birds in the background.
Yeah, no, I'm outside. I've removed the potty mix from the cabin of my utility because
nice.
After advised by you guys, thank you very much.
Good advice, good advice.
Hopefully the social life will pick up from this place forward.
Excellent.
Thanks for your call, John.
Thank you.
Take care now.
Bye.
You see, it's good to see that people are taking heed of important safety information. And I'd also just like to thank the members of the emergency services who offered me some of that safety tape.
And I think I might have a stop-and-go sign very shortly too.
I don't know if I'm allowed to accept it, you know.
On Triple J, where it is around about 7 minutes past noon, Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you, and you're looking very, very pleased, Ross Noble.
I certainly am.
You were after some... What was the tape
well,
you were after?
Sort of plastic safety tape, you know.
You've been helped out.
Just for me garden, you know.
Trevor from Melbourne, are you there?
Yep.
And you're going to help us out further with my... I didn't realise it was such a desire, but it's become a burning desire for me to get a sign, one of those flip-around ones. One says stop, the other one says slow. What have you found?
I've got a catalogue for industrial signs, and it gets you anything from, gas masks to speed humps with teeth on them to boom gates. Any sign you want printed, they'll do up for you.
Did you say speed humps with teeth?
That's the one. Those one-way ones that they use in California, I think.
Oh, you can only go over them if you try to go the other way. They pop your tyres.
Yeah, that's it.
I could do with some of those.
Is this an American company, is it?
No, they're here in Australia.
Oh, right, OK. I was going to... Because I thought when you said your voice, you sound like... Are you American or Canadian?
I'm Canadian.
No, I thought it was much, yeah.
The speed humps with teeth would be great, because I actually have a situation... The place that I have moved to, my house, the first day we were there, one of our neighbours cracked the sads when I parked my car out the front of his house. Like, it's a little one-way street and there's no nature strip, so you just have to park where you can get a park. He said, no, that is my car park. Like, it is not his, it's the road. It's not his road, so it's not his car park. No. I would love... because it's been a bit of a continuing battle ever since that first day, who gets that park, me or him or someone else. I would love one of those speed humps with teeth, because I would just set it up in that car park and just remove it when I needed to park there.
Well, I'm thinking, looking at that tape there, you can get ones that say crime scene, do not cross, and biohazard.
Well, we found, because there's a website, this particular company has a website, we're having a look at their list of products.
Yeah, and you can get the tape not just with like, you know, do not cross, like anything you want on it, like men working above, men working below, danger, do not cross, crime scene, police line, fire scene. So I reckon all you do is you just get your police line, do not cross, stick it over his door.
What about blasting area?
Oh, blasting.
Oh, Trevor, you're a thinker.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how did you come across this catalogue? Was this all in your line of work that you stumbled across this?
Yeah, it's just just at work, sitting on the desk here. We were just looking at it previously, just for some of the signs that we use in our work.
I see. And what do you do?
Work in the printing industry.
What signs would you have in the printing industry?
Well, we've got quite a large, large presses, and they're quite dangerous. You know, you put your hand in it, and they'll pull you right in. So you need to, we've got a lot of heavy material, for lifting and forklifts and things like that.
And do your printing presses carry any warnings about pilot lights on them?
No, I don't believe so, no.
See, you'd be right with a gas thing around that. That'd be fine.
You could drive, I'm guessing you could probably drive one of them pie wagons right through into the depot,
into the press,
into the warehouse, right up to the press. So he could be printing away. You could be doing your work, and somebody could be feeding you hot pies directly from the back of a van.
Do you think you'd like to do that, Trev?
Oh, yeah, that sounds all right.
We'll see what we can do, mate.
All right.
Thank you for your call.
Okay, talk to you later.
You could even get a large sign made up with "Eat Pie Now" written on, or tape with pie eating area.
I'm going to get a sign. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
I think we should.
I'm going to get a sign that says "Stop Slow," and I'm going to take Nan. We've got our cardboard cutout Nana here with us in the studio. She's still looking cheeky, isn't she?
She's loving it.
I'm just going to go out with the sign and Nan into traffic and just see what happens.
What would be great would be to get, like, if you can make up any sign at all. If you get one that says slow, I'll get one made up saying slower, and then somebody else slowest, even slower. Hey, I'm warning you. Come on.
And then, just position ourselves along a road.
All the way along the road, bit by bit.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Ross and Terry with you on Triple J.
You know what I was going to say about that last song? You know what I like about that? It's, sometimes people sing in a bit of an American accent, they put on, they're not from there. I love the fact that he's clearly from Yorkshire, and he talks like that. I am young and I am lost, up in London's a long way off, lad.
You respect that.
I do. I respect that a lot. In fact, I've not heard much of their stuff, but I'd love to see them doing some cover versions. Do you know what I mean? Out at Blue, I met you. Hey.
The Delta Goodrum classic.
I wouldn't want for butterflies. Oh, no.
Now, we were talking about, we had a novelty horn.
Yes.
In... the first hour of the show, I think it was. You put the call out. Have you got a novelty horn? Novelty corn.
We've already talked to somebody with web feet.
It could have been novelty porn, and that would have opened up a whole different can of worms.
If you've got novelty corns, I've got a terrible corn. Oh, it looks like...
looks like a clown. Yeah. We don't want that.
No.
We want novelty horns, and someone who's given it a red-hot go is Robert from Narrabeen, but it's not a novelty horn, is it, Robert?
No, it's a novelty doorbell.
It's a novelty doorbell.
101 different sounds.
Really?
Something like that.
You didn't tell me that. You just played me one. You didn't tell me you had 101.
Oh, you can change it to whatever you like.
And what have you got currently, Robert?
Well, the watchdog.
How does that go? Is the bird extra?
Down, boy.
What's... And the helicopter. What's that in the background?
Oh, I'm standing outside. I'm inside again.
Because it sounds like...
it's the police. Oh, no.
Have you stolen a live monkey, Robert?
We've had trouble. We've had a lot of trouble. That sounded like a dog in a small gyrocopter chasing a bird.
Is that the kind of thing that I imagine I had to get rid of my novelty mobile phone ringtone because it was just shitting me, to be honest with you, and I had to make it normal. Is that the same kind of thing? After a while you go, I wish I just had ding dong.
Well, my wife said it.
She wants ding dong.
She likes to wake me up with it.
Ah. And did you
Are we still talking about a doorbell?
Yeah.
Just went a bit
novelty
weird.
horn. Did you go for the hearties?
She's the only one that knows how to change it.
She's got it again. Oh, really? So did she choose the dog straight away? Or,
yeah.
Right. So there was no question of anything else.
Well, we went through them all, and that's what she put there.
Right.
Would you consider this as a doorbell, Robert? What do you reckon?
I think that's what's going on in my wife's head right at the moment.
Excellent.
Thank you for your call, Robert. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope lots of people come and knock on the door.
Michelle is listening with the two girls as well, so they're having a good cack at the moment.
Oh, good. Well, hello to Michelle and the girls.
Yeah, Shannon and Danielle.
The girls, this is just for you. How old are the girls?
11 and 9.
Oh.
Perfect. it'll make any child dance.
Lovely.
Excellent.
Thanks for your call, mate.
Thank you.
Great.
See you later.
What was your novelty? What was your phone thing?
The phone, I had, what did I have? I had, there was a cat's meow. It was like stuff that was built into the phone, and they were all just stupid. It was basically, I had to pick the best of a bad bunch, and there was a cat's meow. What was there? Like animal noises and and some weird sound effect things like space noises and stuff like that.
Yeah,
very strange things. You know what I changed it to in the end because I got so just fed up with that. An old-fashioned ring, like, you know, the phones.
That's what.
The bring phone, not any kind of technologically advanced
That's exactly
sounds.
what I've got on my
That's
mobile
what I put
as
on
well.
mine, and
it is good,
I don't
isn't
get
it?
sick of that.
No,
it's nostalgic.
You hear it ringing and you think on mine you can record your voice and have it. You know, have that as your thing, and I keep meaning to get round to it. Going, just have it. Oi, you've got a phone call. I said, "There's a phone. Do you want to get the phone?" Just in the pocket, you know. But my wife had she put a horse noise on. She'll kill me for telling you this, but she had a horse noise on the phone,
like a neigh.
And it was that was more of an elephant. It was a sort of Ella horse. She had this horse sound on the phone, and it would neigh, which was fine, except for the fact that I started to get really angry because I'd be outside, and I would hear the phone ringing, and I'd run in to get it, going, "Oh, it's a mobile. I better get that." Of course, it's not, is it? It's a real horse outside. And I was like, "All right." So then I didn't know when the phone was going. But then the embarrassing thing was, and the thing was, she set the horse ringtone.
Yeah.
Like when we were in the UK, you put that on. You know, it's fine. In an urban setting, it works, right? We were in a big horse shop, right? There's like I can't remember what it was called, but it's like, you know, the shop that's not too dissimilar to the safety shop, and it sells all saddles and hats and all that sort of stuff. And we were in there. And we're going through, and then all of a sudden this horse noise starts going on, and the woman in the shop looked at her like she was mental. Like, you're in a horse shop full of horse stuff, and your phone makes a horse noise.
See, that's a shop that needed a sign that said no mobile phones.
But yes, exactly. Or no horses. Imagine if there was a horse outside that went brr, 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 brr. That would impress me.
Triple J, it is almost 25 minutes to 1 o'clock. Ross Noble, Terri Psiakis with you. You are unfurling some kind of ribbon or tape, Ross.
That was do you not remember from yesterday?
From yesterday.
That's the prize. Have a look at the quality of that.
Today.
It's probably about 2 meters there or something like that.
What is it? What's special about this?
It's electric fence tape. It's the sort of tape, as you can probably imagine, I spend my life just, I go, I wonder if that exists. I think I'll get some of that. I bought this, basically, it's nylon, it's a nylon tape,
right.
But through it has 6 small wires.
Which you can just see.
Yeah, which are woven through, which kind of...
you can electrify them.
Yeah, they're kind of... they're part of the weave, so you don't know they're there. So why not, get a battery, electrocute your friends? You know, so
Why not?
It's not much of a prize, but you know, you can have a bit of hijinks with that, maybe.
Paul from Mittagong, how do you feel about playing for that particular prize?
I'm excited. I could probably power that thing up with the charger. I've just got thinking about it, so I'm anticipating.
Like from Scale Extrix or something like that. If you put I'm not saying that, please don't hurt anyone, but you know, don't wire it to the mains. You'd be an idiot. But you know, maybe something like that, and then just you know, wrap it round your sleeping friend's leg. So it's meant to be it's a proper electric fence tape, but you know, that's the prize.
It's meant to be used for good instead of evil.
It is. Only use it for good and hijinks.
It is time for the band quiz. Now, Paul, are you familiar with the rules of the game?
I just got to say, if it's a band or if it's not a band.
Or not a band,
yes.
That's right, from a number of suggestions that Ross is about to give you.
And now, the ones that aren't bands are clearly ones that I've made up, some of which were being made up but 30 seconds ago.
Although someone did ring yesterday, and I forget the band name that you made up. But he said
Bobbins of Death.
Bobbins of Death.
I came up with a band called Bobbins of Death, and they rang and said, that's a band. Now, obviously, I want people to, the ones that aren't bands, use them as band names. I'd love to see bands out there. Possibly, if you've written a Boring song that you're going to send to us and you're starting a band in order to do that, pick one of the names that you know isn't a band already.
Absolutely.
It's the full service.
You just want to be thanked in a bunch of liner notes, don't you, on people's albums?
No, I'd like them to go, we'd like to thank that masked man. You know, I like it to, you know, just a cheeky smile.
All right, I will keep score here.
Okie dokie, so are you ready for this? Band, not a band?
I'm ready to roll.
Okay then, here we go. Dr. Piston.
It's a band.
It's not a band. Bar Bar Bongo Buzz Boy.
Not a band.
Not a band. Put My Ghost Back.
It's a band.
It's not a band.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Shambling Mounds.
It's a band.
It is a band. You sound quite confident on that. Meet Me in Pigtown.
Not a band.
It's not a band. Strings Unlimited.
That's definitely a band.
Yep. Trough of Love.
Not a band.
Tully.
How was that? Wait, was
that
sorry,
right? Trough of Love. What wasn't a band? No.
Okay.
No. Tully.
It's a band.
It is a band. My Magic Gringo.
Not a band.
Not a band. Laughing at Geese.
Laughing at Geese?
Yeah, Laughing at Geese.
It's a band.
It's not a band. Ooh, Tub of Lard.
Not a band.
It is a band. It's a genuine band. I own the book.
We should point out you're using... What book are you using?
We're using the Who's Who of Australian Rock.
Right, this is legit, people.
Yeah, this is the 4th edition, so it hasn't got any modern bands in.
It's not published by Ross Noble Company & Co., is it?
It's not. It's a genuine...
It is from Miff Warhurst's desk, and it is a real book.
5 Mile Press, the 4th edition there. It is... Look, I don't know when it was done. It was probably in 1972 or something like that. Where are we? Rupees for 2 pairs.
That's a band.
It's not a band. Brazil Nut Fandango.
That's a band.
Not a band.
Okay.
Oh, danger. That wasn't the one. Here we go. Where are we? Viper's Dream.
That's a band.
It is a band. What? Sorry, I was just forgetting. Man Behind the Cheeks.
Not a band.
Not a band.
We'll be interviewing the man behind the cheeks a bit later on the show.
Right. Jeff Vincent.
It's a band.
Yep. Humming Tunes Underwater.
Not a band.
Not a band. Fink.
Think?
Fink. F-I-N-K.
That's a band.
It is a band. Punch That Child.
Not a band.
Not a band. And then the final one, Young Home Buyers.
That's a band.
It is a band. Ooh.
I've got a suggestion for a band. I was thinking about it before.
Go on.
More Ross than Ross.
More Ross than Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put that down.
Okay.
If someone wants to call that, yeah.
5 wrong, 15 right means Paul won that one.
Wow!
So Paul gets the electrified
tape. You get the electrified tape. Hang on the
Fantastic.
line. We'll get your address and
we will electrocute you at some point.
2 foot of electrical fence wire tape is winging its way. I was going to change the price for tomorrow, but I think that's That should be the commemorative.
You've just got unlimited amounts of that lying around in your...
I got a roll of it at all.
Hang on the line, Paul.
Okay, thanks, guys.
That is... That's pretty impressive that you've got all that stuff at your disposal. We'll never be lost for a prize around here.
Exactly, until the roll runs out.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you, and we've had a call from our lovely friend Robert of Narrabeen. What's happening now, Robert? We heard your doorbell before, the dog's barking.
Yeah, now you can listen to the phone.
You want us to listen to the phone?
This is my mobile ringtone.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's sounding good so far. Is that the James Bond thing?
Yeah.
Do you think Robert's got a bit too much time on his hands?
I think disposable income's more than... I'm guessing, I'm going out on a limb here, but I'm guessing that somewhere in your house you have a big mouth Billy Bass.
A big mouth Billy Bass? No, a lot of fishing rods and stuff like that.
One of those singing fish?
Singing fish.
Oh, I've got a steering wheel for a boat.
There's no correlation there, Robert, but thank you for playing.
What do you usually catch fish with? You go out on a boat, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's gone completely over my head. Robert, I want you to, when you hang up the phone, I want you to have a bit of a lie down. Do you think you can do that?
No problem.
Okay, thanks
I'll
for calling,
have one
Robert.
for you.
I have no idea.
I'm too scared to fade that back up.
That was probably another one of his novels. I've got a feeling that his entire house, he's probably got like a novelty couch, and when you sit down it goes, "Welcome to the couch," and then his doorbell's going off and James Bond's there. And
look, not only are people ringing up with answers to our questions today, but they're just ringing up with random questions. Brian from Bendigo in Victoria, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're there. And what is your question?
I just wanted to know if you have ever read the book Fungus the Bogeyman when you were younger.
By Raymond Briggs, yes, I have.
Yeah, it was crazy, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was... Oh, I see. I see that cheeky look on your face. I see why we're talking to this man. Yeah, it was... Don't you start creasing up with laughter and rolling away from the mic and leaving me talking of the bogeyman, man. Yeah.
You're the bogeyman.
Oh, yeah, laugh it up. Laugh it up. Sorry, Terry's left us again. I think she might actually vomit. Shut up, this is pure radio gold. Terry will be rejoining us soon. Fungus the Boogeyman is by Raymond Briggs, who also did The Snowman, and he did When the Wind Blows as well, I believe.
Were they along the same lines as Fungus?
Well, insofar as the Fungus was about stop it. Fungus was about a bogeyman. When the Wind Blows was about an old couple facing nuclear war, and The Snowman was about a flying snowman. He also did one called Santa Claus as well, I believe. But Fungus the Bogeyman, it was great. It was an amazing book. I heartily recommend. If you've got kids, I was terrified by Fungus the Bogeyman as a child.
Yeah, I read it. I tried to find it today, but it doesn't seem to be around the house.
Right. Now, did you have a copy, or?
Yeah, I had a copy.
Oh,
yeah.
You didn't just get up and go, I want that book. I'm just going to have a.
No, I didn't wake up and think I'll read books about bogeymen.
Yeah, there was a great bit in that book about sticking pigs to walls, I remember.
I remember he had in the bathroom there was boogies and snot and stuff in the bathroom cupboard.
Is it Boogeyman or Bogeyman?
Bogeyman.
I think it was Bogeyman,
yeah. It was proper Bogeyman. He was a big green thing with a big wide mouth with a red Mohican. Yeah, and I believe, I was reading a book about Terry Gilliam, and I think Terry Gilliam wanted to make the live-action version of the film.
I think Shrek might be a proper version.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. What's that music in the background? Are you working on a fair?
Pardon? No, I'm not a bogeyman at a fair.
You're not a pie man at a fair,
You seem to be on some sort of carousel.
I can just hear it. What's happening in the background?
Just a second, let's...
It's probably my little brothers up in the room.
Oh, right, I see.
They're listening to the radio, pissing themselves laughing, so...
Playing with a carousel, and one of them definitely went, hey! Oh, yeah, it's the sounds of children.
The sounds of children.
Well, thanks for calling in. I'm glad we could clear up your literary queries. Have a good day.
And you too.
Okay, see you.
See you later.
There we go. So, you see what's happened there? Like, we started off the show with kind of a thread of an idea.
Yes, as we often do.
Yes, indeed. Lots of different things happening. And then somebody's gone, I think I'll just throw another random thread into the mix.
But it's kind of that nice being able to, to pay back, because we've had people answering our questions. Someone rang with a question. You were able to answer their query.
Yeah.
It's nice the way that
works.
It's
all turned out nice. Well, but there's loads more stuff. Oh, we've got news coming up, haven't we?
We do have news.
That pesky news, it creeps up on you, doesn't it?
And also in this hour, we will be interviewing the man behind the Triple J Hottest 100 bum. Well, not behind the bum. That's got connotations. But listening to Triple J, Ross and Terry with you.
Hello. Sorry, I was miles away there. I was having a look at the Ross and Terry website. And that's,
that Matt from Perth set up for us.
Yeah, that's great. When we actually have something on that website, it's rossandterry.com. There's nothing on there yet, but there will be. I certainly hope. That's very good, isn't it? I'm
quite impressed by that. And it's been he's not had much time to do that.
He's not had much time at all, but that's really out of the traps, and he's made that look pretty fancy.
And you checked the urbandictionary.com to see how many thumbs up we'd had for the word borange?
That's right. And it was, how many was it?
Almost 400.
Great. And some party poopers, 20 thumbs down.
Who's given it a thumbs down?
That's just one person doing it again and again, isn't it?
Do you reckon?
I think so.
Where do they live?
I don't know. I mean, you know who I think's putting the thumbs down? I think it's the other 20 people who are... Who have also given definitions, who are really quite angry.
Yeah, they're pissed off that we're now clearly pulling the piss out of urbandictionary.com. They're not happy, and they're voting against borange.
Yeah, and but do make your votes count. Go to Urban Dictionary and click on our definition.
What would happen if we crashed that website? Would we be in trouble?
Would we? You know what we could do? You know what would be funny? Is if we were to... Because basically...
Millions of ears have just pricked up, you know that, don't you? So just be very careful what you say now.
Roll out the emergency tape, cordon me off. I'm about to blow like a cockroach bomb. Anyone that's just tuned in, that does mean something.
And put out your pilot light.
Yeah, put out your pilot lights. Noble's about to blow his cockroach dust all over the airwaves. That really did sound wrong, that, didn't it?
What would be funny?
What would be fun? Urban Dictionary, obviously, they get quite a lot of hits on a regular basis. If we could find the smallest website, some really obscure website on the other side of the world, and just...
smash it.
And smash it like a glass hand under a giant hammer.
There's an image.
Yeah, we should.
Nice.
We should find a way. We should pick. We shouldn't smash it, but we should.
You know which one we should smash? rossandterry.com.
No, let's not do that. And as we speak, people are going, "Oh, that's the good thing is that in case anyone was thinking of doing that with my website, they'd be going, all right, here we go, rossnoble.com.au. Oh no. You see, it's split. There's two, and that way the traffic, one goes down, the other one's still there.
Yeah.
I've thought it through. You know what we could do? We could bombard rossnoble.com in America. We could bombard them.
You want to self-destruct?
Well, I just think that it's a bit cheeky that because I wonder how many emails they have on a regular basis saying you're not the comedian Ross Noble. Because I get...
Oh, yes, that's right.
You see, because I
forgot momentarily. It's not you.
It's not me.
rossnoble.com.
No, I'm rossnoble.com.au.
Yeah.
And rossnoble.co.uk.
Yes.
But rossnoble.com, who got there first, is in industrial metal engravers in Michigan.
In the US.
In the US. So, if you want to send them and just...
the only thing I'm worried about, I don't want to rain on your parade.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about is that we got in trouble for the police for not suggesting that people steal live monkeys. I'm worried what we're going to get in trouble for actually suggesting stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think what you should do is don't do that, obviously, because they're probably aware of the fact that if they ever wanted to come to Australia or the UK, it ain't happening. I've got the website. Sorry.
Well, let's do it this way. We're not telling you to do it, and we're not telling you not to do it. We're just saying it's there.
Just have a look at it.
Do with it as you will.
But what we should do is we'll think of something. Maybe you can give us a suggestion of a website that we can direct a huge amount of traffic towards. You know, not a commercial thing, obviously, but just something that, maybe, you know what would be good? Like a steeplejack.
What's a steeplejack?
You know, like a bloke who builds chimneys and
something really obscure.
Yeah, let's find a really, really obscure website and then just send them loads of messages.
All right.
All of a sudden, there's a massive interest in chimneys.
This is something that we could... this is good that we've decided to do this with only 45 minutes left of the show, but clearly, start ringing now. We'll pick it up on Monday.
Yeah, we'll do it properly on Monday. Don't forget, we've got there's tons and tons of other stuff we've got up in the air as well. We've still... it's a long, long story. If you don't know, we'll probably have to recap at a later stage. But we have a cardboard cutout of a nana... Yes. In the studio, and we're still let's devote next week to that, to finding what we should do.
We're going to do something with her on Friday, our last day next week. We're going to do something with her. We need to decide. The suggestions were helium balloons.
Top of the list is strap her to some helium balloons.
Let her go.
And let her go.
See where she ends up. Put the Triple J number on the back of her.
Yeah.
The other suggestion was donate her to a defensive driving school.
Yes.
And have her used as, you know, how they have those little pop-up things to make you stop in time. She could be one of those.
Yeah.
You might have a better suggestion, 1800 055 36.
Yes, indeed. And also, if you're in a band and you want to write a song with Borange in the title, use the word Borange. It means rubbish. It's a new word. Use it in conversation. If you're in a band, write a song called Borange with Borange in it and send it to us here. I don't know what the address is yet, but I'll give you it by the end of the show. We'll have an address. Oh, yes.
We'll have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The whole station is just going to be full of stuff.
On Triple J, Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you. And from Perth, we are going to head to our Canberra studios and speak to a very, very special guest. It is the owner of our Triple J Hottest 100 Bum. It is Trevor Peduzzi. Are you there?
I certainly am, Champ Dogs.
Fantastic.
Champ Dogs.
Champ
Not
Dogs.
just champs, not just dogs. We're Champ Dogs.
Certainly are.
And how's your bum?
Mate, it's in tip-top condition. I've been, preening and looking after it for the last couple of weeks, expecting some kind of occasion like this.
Now,
and believe it or not, I actually don't work out. That's just my natural look. I'd actually have to... I can't take credit for that. I'd have to pay for my mum and my dad, who used to spank me a lot with a wooden spoon when I was a small child.
Nice.
Because we were speculating that your cheeks do look quite pert.
Oh, they're pert, but there's no workout involved.
For those just tuning in and thinking, why are they interviewing a man and talking about his bum? I've been listening to this show all week. Sure, it's been weird, but this takes the cake. Trevor is the owner of our Triple J Hottest 100 Bum, which has been tattooed with, is it every number one Triple J Hottest 100 song ever?
I started in 1989. Well, I didn't start, but obviously the Hottest 100 did. And it's up to 2003, and I'm just waiting for the 26th of this month so I can get the next one done.
And is there a guy standing by, ready to do it?
Not a guy, but a girl. I'd actually like to thank Civil Spur Tattoo and Kelly, who's a bit of a hottie who works there, and she's a champion because she had to endure 4 hours of staring at my bum while doing that entire work.
Now, you say she's a bit of a hottie. Surely.
Oh, yeah.
Surely there's no way you could possibly think there was any chance with her if you walk in and go, look, I want you to look at my bum for this length of time. And at what point in the conversation do you turn around and go, I quite like you?
Yeah, no, you couldn't at all, man.
No.
There's just no chance.
No, it's not.
It's just like, how about you stare at my dot for like 4 hours and then you want to go for coffee after this? It's just not going to work. There's nothing you can say.
Now, Trevor,
she's already seen your bum, so,
There's not much further you can go from
there.
there.
What else is there?
Yeah, well, that's about it, isn't it?
She could turn you over. Now, could you explain to us what possesses a man to tattoo every number one?
Well, there's actually... I'd like to say there's a really hilarious story behind this, but it's actually quite plain and boring. It all started one quiet evening with a few mates of mine. It was Hannah and Doug, and I believe Gordo was there. And we're just having a quiet few select beverages one evening. And I said to myself, well, you know what I might do? Maybe I should get Triple J tatted on my bum. And they're like, what are you going to do that for, you idiot? And I thought, well, because it will be damn right funny. And I'm pretty sure nobody else has done it.
I'm pretty sure you're right there, Trev.
Yeah, I sobered up, and I was talking to Ben, my mate, Ben Huey, and we're just having a chat, and he goes, yeah, that'd be great, man, you should get it done. So went to the old tat shop and said, can you put this on my arse? And they went, yeah, we can do that for you. And the next thing you know, there it is.
Did they not ask, is there a story, but did they just, because you could imagine, I guess, they get a lot of strange requests for tattoos, and they just nodded and smiled and went about their merry business?
They nodded, smiled, had a bit of a giggle, and then went about their merry business, yeah. There was actually quite a few bum jokes while I was there getting it done. A bit of you sniffing crack there, Kelly, and there was a few things like that going on. It was quite funny.
I mean, I guess the choice of the tattoo is important, but also the choice of where you have the tattoo is also important. Did you choose your bum because you show it to a lot of people, Trev?
I do show it to a lot of people, but I also thought, well, there's a big canvas that doesn't get used, so I'm going to use it.
But hang on a sec, what, you didn't think that possibly the back might have...
Oh, no. So I can't see my back that well, but I can see my arse quite well indeed. I can bend round that far and actually see my bum. But if I got it right in the middle of my back, it'd be almost impossible. I'd have to look in the mirror every time.
And that's important for, say, like the music round in a pub quiz.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, you know.
I need that especially.
Who was number one in 1989? Hang on a second.
That'd be Joy Division with Love Will Tear Us Apart.
There you go.
He's got all the answers. And how do you feel about the fact that you have both the words arsehole and smells like Teen Spirit tattooed on your bum? Do you reckon it's something you're going to regret a bit later?
Oh, heaven forbid, no. That's just bloody fantastic, really. I mean, sure, when I'm 80, I might have to stretch my bum cheeks out a little bit to get rid of the wrinkles and read it, but I still think it's going to be fantastic.
As you said earlier, you're waiting for the 26th of January, which is Hottest 100 Day, to find out when the new number one is in their next tattoo done. The Hottest 100, it's going to go for a few years. Are you fully committed to this, Trev? I mean, and your bum's only got a certain amount of space. What's going to happen?
Let's just say down to the ankles and back up the front has occurred to me several times.
Oh, dear. I don't look forward to the year 2080. 2087. That's going to be painful.
Now, you went to the Falls Festival in Lorne over New Year's, and
it was fantastic.
It was announced on Triple J that the owner, because at that stage it was a mystery, we didn't know who the owner was of the Triple J Hottest 100 bum, was going to be there. Did you notice people dacking each other at the Falls, trying to figure out who was who?
I think the problem with that is that not many people actually listened to the Jays at the time, because I know personally myself, I was too busy trying to listen to as many acts on stage as I could.
Right.
So by the time it was announced, most people were already there and most people would listen to music.
And you kept your bum covered up the whole time, obviously, so you didn't blow your cover.
No, I whipped it out once. That was on the 30th. I whipped it out, and I don't think many people saw it because simply for the fact that it was very, very dark. Mind you, I did get a smack on the bum. I don't know who that was, but I did get a smack on the bum. So somebody has seen it.
Right. And have you...
Sorry. I was just going to say, it looks to me, I mean, obviously, you know, Terry said it looked like you worked out. I said it looked like you had a lady's bottom. Do you suffer from... no, the only downside to it that I can see is that were you to suffer from the spotty arse, would that not change the emphasis through punctuation?
I probably would, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll still get it out, don't get me wrong. I'd still whip it out for special occasions or anybody that asked me to get it out. But... yeah, I mean, there might be a few dots here where there shouldn't be dots, I guess.
And there was no waxing involved at any stage, or are you naturally smooth and hairless?
No, I'm pretty much naturally smooth and hairless. There's a few fine hairs there, but unless you actually pat the bum, you can't tell they're there.
Heaven forbid. Now, you also work, your work, professional work, is something to do with the Army, is that right?
Yeah, I'm actually an instrument fitter in the Army, and... I keep my bum quietly air-conditioned most of the time during the day, so it keeps in a nice environment at a cool, probably 23 degrees.
I was going to say, working, in the Army, it's a bit serious. It's probably not the environment where you could whip it out at will and show everyone what you've got.
Yeah.
Or is it the opposite?
I try to do as much as possible, really,
But what happens...
Walking down the road.
God forbid it happens, but in the future, if you were to be captured and taken behind enemy lines... Do you not feel that might be, because they want name, rank and serial number and you're not giving it to them? Next thing you know, you're getting tortured. I tell you, in 1989, Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division.
What does this mean?
I think it would work to my advantage. They'd actually have quite a good laugh at it and let me go. They'd get like, this guy's just too funny, let's just let him go. He's just going to be too much of a laugh, we can't waste him.
If that were true, then, you see, if for 1 minute anyone thought that was actually the case, then it would be compulsory for all people in the army to have some form of novelty tattoo on them.
But if everybody had one, then it wouldn't be a novelty anymore.
True.
That's very true, that.
Good point, well made, Trevor.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to us this afternoon.
Hey, that's all right.
It has been, and can I say on behalf of the nation, it has been an absolute pleasure perusing your posterior on the front page of the website the last couple of weeks.
Anytime at all. Anybody who wants to look at it, I'll be in Canberra for a while, so just come up and say hello and I'll whip my ass out. I'll be in Brisbane later, Tamworth, back up to Townsville.
You can do a tour of the country, just whipping it out.
That's like I am, really. But, people just got to come up and say, you go over the arse? Yes, I am. Actually, I'd like to thank a couple of people, too. Can I do that?
Why not?
Yeah, I'd like to thank good old Ozzy for... he's been my manager today, and he's driven me around. He actually made sure I was here on time because I was at the pub.
Is he also the bloke? Is he also the bloke that was letting rip with gas before? Because you didn't realise that we could hear you, but there was someone say hi jinx in the studio before you were on. He was essentially letting off gas.
There was actually a beautiful moment. We could hear you here in the studio while the tracks were playing, and at one point you said something, which I won't repeat, and then said, wouldn't it be funny if this was live to air? And it wasn't live to air, but it was very, very close, Trev.
We're actually having an arm wrestle. Because there's a perfect benchy for an arm wrestle.
There was a lot of huffing and puffing. Yeah. Which, quite frankly, put us off slightly.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because Ozzy beat me twice.
Bugger.
And, I've got nothing to back it up with.
Well, thanks for talking to us on the Jays, Trev.
No worries.
And look after your ass,
Anytime
mate.
at all. I'll be in Sydney sometime. You can call me then.
All right, see you later.
Have fun. See you, cheers.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I'm just imagining, it's embarrassing sometimes when... if you've seen someone naked and then, I'm glad, I don't mean this in a bad way, I'm glad he wasn't actually here in the studio and we weren't talking to him face to face, because I would feel a little bit weird about having looked at his bum so many times on the website for work and for pleasure and then having to talk to him.
Yeah.
That would I would feel a bit uncomfortable with that.
I think it must be the same as if you say meet one of those, the people off, what's his face, The Price is Right.
Yes.
Those people that stand around next to the caravan.
The models.
Yeah, and with the barbecues and stuff, because it'll just be something like, and now it's a brand new fridge, and it'll just be some woman in her pants. And you go, what, is she hot? What's going on there? And I couldn't, I don't think I could meet one of them Price is Right people without just, going, oh, I've seen you in your pants next to a fridge.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you. And we had... talking about thefts and returns and stuff this week.
It's where we started the show.
It is where we started the show. We spoke to a gentleman called Dave who, with his friend Steve, had stolen a monkey. Not a live monkey.
Not a live monkey, for the police officer that rang in and said that it's not live. Think it through.
It was a promotional monkey from Brisbane. Triple J Monkey, they took it with them to Melbourne. They were on their way back up to Brisbane. They gave us a ring. We said, look, if you wouldn't mind popping into Sydney and just dropping it off
on your
way through.
Trip.
Now, have I got Steve or Dave there? Steve, tell us where you are.
I'm in the loading dock area of the Sydney studios.
You're in the loading dock area?
Yeah.
As in the foyer? The front?
No, out the back.
Oh, mate, go through to security.
Go through?
Go through. There's the lovely Anna from the Triple J Sydney studios is going to meet you at the front desk.
Yep.
There, so make your way, and you will be, I believe, officially escorted up to the Triple J studios in the ABC Centre there.
Now, are they at reception or are they out the back?
We'll be at the front in like 2 minutes.
All right, okay.
We're just grabbing the monkey.
Now, tell us a bit about the monkey. How is the monkey doing?
He's doing all right. He's a bit tired and stuff, but yeah.
And he was okay in the car?
Yeah, you had plenty of room back there, and yeah, he's doing all right.
Did you rig him up like a Garfield? Did you kind of stick him up to the window so that passing traffic could see him while you were driving?
At the start, yeah, we had him out the back window, but as we got further down the coast, he just got trampled by other stuff, so... But he's okay.
He's okay. Well, that's good to hear. And whereabouts are you now? Are you out the front?
We'll start running.
Yeah, you probably should. We're only on air till 2 o'clock. So, if you could pick up the pace, Steve, that'd be great.
We're running now.
If they've got the right side of the... all that travelling and they got the wrong side of the building, they're on the run.
Oh, dear.
That's probably because Triple J security up there has gone, hang on, isn't that the monkey that was stolen? Get after them. So they've probably got the police on their tail thinking they've got a live monkey.
Yes, I don't know if you heard that today.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, we were quite amused.
You wouldn't steal a live monkey, though, would
no.
you, Steve?
Oh, well, I don't know if there's a live monkey there, maybe, but...
Oh, well, yeah, possibly.
For something else for me, maybe I would. You're out the front now. Go through those weird doors. You know those weird roundy doors?
Ones,
yeah, they freak me
through
out.
Them.
Now, is there someone named Anna at the security desk?
There's a bloke, but I don't think his name's Anna.
Call him Anna. Call him Anna and kiss him on the cheek. Go on, kiss him on the cheek. See what he does.
Is there an Anna about? Oh, she was here.
Tell him you're live on the radio.
We're live on the radio.
Ask him what his name is.
What's your name, buddy? What's that? John.
Ask him if you can touch his face.
Would you mind if I touched your face? Eat it. Oh, he pulled away. He was worried.
Okay. You wouldn't get that at Melbourne.
Ask him if you can go up to Triple J.
Do you mind if we go up to Triple J?
This is riveting.
Is this her? Is this Anna? See someone walking with a walkie-talkie. Maybe not.
No, tell him that you're on air and you've got to get the monkey up to the Triple J studios quickly. Just tell him. In fact,
just 2 minutes to do it.
Yeah. Is she there?
Well, you got to get there, buddy. We got to get to the Triple J studios.
You got to do it in 2 minutes, mate.
We got 2 minutes. Running out of time. He looks angry. I didn't want to touch him.
No. Listen, this is this is what you've got to do. Can you see the elevators? Can you see the lifts? They'll be over to your left. Yeah.
Yep. I see them.
Right. You'll probably have to jump the barrier. Make a run for it. Just run for them. Just they're over to your left. Just
we're
go.
going to go there, buddy.
No. Just go. Don't worry. We'll sort it. Just go. Are you running?
6th floor. Yeah, we're running.
6th floor. Go. Jump the barrier. Just jump the barrier. Just get over to it. See if you can get that.
We're in.
Are you in?
Yeah. Run, jump.
Jump it.
We've got the monkey coming.
Are the security guards after you? Are they following?
The security guards are dialing the terrorist hotline as we speak.
If you want some chocolate, come upstairs.
Oh, Anna.
Oh, Anna's there.
Yes,
excellent.
We're in the lift.
Fantastic.
Right then.
There's every chance that this mobile could drop out at any moment.
It could possibly drop out, but then she's going to go... That it's pushing it, like, it really is pushing it. Oh, yeah, no, it's dropped out.
All right, look, you chat, I'm going to get him back.
You chat. You just have a bit of a chat with yourself like some nut. Well, basically, they've got about a minute and a half to get up there. We're not here tomorrow, obviously, because the weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 10 o'clock. And it is 10 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what time we were on there. Next week, is it? Next week, don't forget, we've still got the Nana in the studio. We want to know things that we can do with her.
Is that Steve?
No, it's Brenton.
I've dialed the wrong number. Hang on, keep talking. Sorry, bye.
Some random look. What? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, if you phone me one more time, I'll call the police. Don't call the police. They're too busy looking for monkeys that aren't real. We're really pushing it now. I'm telling you, it's come. We got 45 seconds now. No, it's only 45 seconds till 2 minutes to
the track.
Are they going to get that monkey? I can't believe it. They've had 24 hours and they're coming right in under the wire. Is it ringing? Is it possibly ringing?
Is that Steve?
Nana's face.
Oh, hang on. We got him.
There we go.
Is that Steve?
Yep.
All right, where are you now, mate?
Inside the Triple J studio.
Made it to the Triple J studio with 1 minute to go of the show.
How do you feel?
Oh, so good. This is great. I love it.
And where are you going to put the monkey? Has Anna directed you to a suitable location?
Oh, we left the monkey. We left it in the car.
Where are you going to put it?
In reception. Yep, in reception.
In
so everyone can see it.
And the funny thing is, as soon as you put that monkey on reception, it's handed.
Put the monkey.
Yeah, as soon as that monkey goes down on reception, that's when all the undercover cops jump out and arrest you for theft.
They've probably got their car scoped out already.
Steve and also Dave, well done. Well done. Thank you on behalf of the Triple J listening audience, who I'm sure are just sweating after that whole process.
I think it's only fair. Tell Anna to give you some free stuff.
Yeah.
Anna, they said give us heaps of free stuff. And anything else?
No, she's laughing.
Good on you, Steve.
Thank you.
All right, we're saying bye.
See you later. Bye.
That was great. That was exciting.
And we make it to the news as well.
We are going to make it to the news. We will speak to you again on Monday morning.
Triple J. 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 Triple J.